In foreign policy circles, people sometimes talk about boiling the frog when an enormously consequential outcome is achieved slowly, through tiny steps rather than one giant leap. North Korea's pursuit of nuclear weapons is a classic example. The regime gradually improved its nuclear and rocket technology to the point that it is now on the cusp of becoming what the last 5 American presidents said they would never allow: a rogue state with the capability of reaching the U.S. mainland with nuclear missiles. No isolated development along the way, despite the country's steady nuclear tests and missile launches, seemed by itself to warrant entering a military confrontation. Boiling the frog works in politics, too. On Monday, Julie Ive reported in The Atlantic that WikiLeaks, which the American intelligence community says collaborated with the Russian government to distribute Democratic Party emails and try to help elect Donald Trump, regularly sent private messages from its verified Twitter account to Donald Trump Jr., from September 2016 until July 2017. Last October, in the heat of the presidential campaign, when top Trump campaign officials indignantly denied having any communication with WikiLeaks, such a disclosure would have been politically earth-shattering. But, after a year of incremental Trump-Russia revelations, the press and public's capacity to be shocked by the details of the Russia scandal may be diminishing. According to a recent accounting by The Washington Post, the Trump campaign interacted with Russians at least 31 times throughout the campaign, and there were at least 19 known meetings. If the scope of the Trump-Russia story had been known all at once, Paul Manafort's work for a pro-Putin party in Ukraine, Michael Flynn and Jared Kushner's back channels to Russian officials, Carter Page and George Papadopoulos' machinations, Donald Trump Jr.'s eager embrace of a Russian lawyer with alleged dirt on Hillary Clinton, the FBI's investigation, the intelligence community's warnings, it would have been akin to North Korea going nuclear overnight. The audacity of the Trump campaign's lies would have been shocking. It helps to take a step back and remember how politically explosive it would have been, a year ago, to know that the Trump campaign was colluding with WikiLeaks. Consider the timeline we can now piece together. On September 21, 2016, the WikiLeaks Twitter account sent a direct message to Trump Jr., who quickly notified 4 top Trump campaign officials: Jared Kushner, Kellyanne Conway, Steve Bannon, and Brad Parscale. The highest levels of the campaign knew that WikiLeaks was in touch with the candidate's son and close advisor. On October 3, 2016, Trump Jr. asked WikiLeaks, "What's behind this Wednesday leak I keep hearing about?" 4 days later, on October 7, 2 important events occurred. First, the U.S. intelligence community formally announced that the Russian government directed the theft of emails from the Democrats and named WikiLeaks as one of the entities used by the Russians to distribute the stolen material. Second, shortly after the announcement, WikiLeaks began releasing the emails stolen from Clinton's campaign chairman, John Podesta. Trump praised the organization in a speech, "I love WikiLeaks," on October 10. He tweeted about WikiLeaks on October 11. The next day, WikiLeaks, seemingly encouraged by the coordination, sent another private message to Trump Jr. "Hey Donald, great to see your dad talking about our publications. Strongly suggest your dad tweet this link if he mentions us." 15 minutes later, Donald Trump tweeted, "Very little pickup by the dishonest media of incredible information provided by WikiLeaks. So dishonest, rigged system." 2 days later, on October 14, Trump Jr. tweeted the link that WikiLeaks had provided. The entire political world wanted to know whether the Trump campaign was actively coordinating with WikiLeaks, an organization that Trump's own CIA director would later call a non-state hostile intelligence service often abetted by state actors like Russia. On October 14, Mike Pence was asked, on Fox News, if the Trump campaign was in cahoots with WikiLeaks. "Nothing could be further from the truth," he said. After Pence's comment, several Trump officials issued their own blanket denials of any contacts with foreign entities during the campaign. As all of these general denials have collapsed, the White House has retreated to making more tailored denials. First, there was no contact at all. When numerous contacts were revealed, the White House shifted to arguing there was no coordination or collusion. Now that clear coordination between WikiLeaks and the Trump campaign has been uncovered, the new line is that it wasn't illegal. Trump and his Republican allies are betting that each disclosure, on its own, can seem innocuous or defensible, as the public becomes confused by the complicated timeline and tedious details. The Trump camp's original broad denials start to be forgotten, and the bar for what is considered truly inappropriate coordination gets higher. It can take a long time before anyone realizes that the frog is dead. This isn't the first time that a president and his party have benefited from a slowly unfolding scandal. In 1998, when it was first reported that Bill Clinton had an affair with Monica Lewinsky, Clinton's longtime advisor Dick Morris, the Roger Stone of the Clinton years, conducted a poll to test how the public would react if Clinton immediately came clean. Morris's conclusion was that, if the public knew everything right away, especially about a cover-up that may have involved perjury and obstruction of justice, the president might have to resign. In the cynical view of Clinton and his political advisor, it was too soon for the American people to digest the truth. Clinton told his pollster, "Well, we just have to win, then." The investigation by Kenneth Starr continued, and the gradual release of details that leaked from Starr's office and witnesses in the case prepared the public for a more sympathetic reaction once the truth was known. Many members of the public eventually turned against Starr and congressional Republicans and rallied to Clinton's side in the protracted legal and impeachment drama that followed. The Russia investigation is occurring mostly behind closed doors in Congress and by the special counsel, somewhat muting the impact of revelations that regularly leak out. Will this slow and confusing release of damaging information soften the blow to Trump? It's too soon to tell, of course, but what he and his team are banking on is that, while a year ago the public might not have tolerated the truth about his campaign's links to Russia, the scandal goes down a lot easier when the details are delivered in small bites.